we could see some points this afternoon.
I've got that now. We'll see some points, Matty. It's a great way to kick off Super Saturday down here in Canberra with the Raiders in good form. They've won their last couple, although they've had to come from behind, but I think they've been some pretty special wins. So they'll run onto the field full of confidence that they can knock the Roosters off, who, are, despite losing last week narrowly to the Sharks, have had a very good month of football. They've gone a little differently in their back row with Victor Radley playing in the number 12 and Afahu White starting at the back of the scrum. But all in all, it's been a good month of football, and Joey Manu comes back into the lineup. So when you're talking points, the Roosters have got plenty in them.
Yeah, Matty, Brandy, good afternoon to you guys. Yeah, it should be a great game of football, this one, no doubt about it. Roosters have been on a scoring spree at the moment, haven't they? The last 4 weeks, over 40 points from those guys. But the Canberra Raiders love getting down in the trenches, and they love putting it on opposition sides. You mentioned it last week, Brandy. They were down and out. They had a couple of blokes in the sin bin, and somehow at the back end of the game, through grit and determination, found a way to win the game against the Dogs. So I can't write them off. I think the Roosters might have a little bit too much try-scoring potential.
Indigenous round, we celebrate the Maori in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and of course the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders in Australia. Round 12 Super Saturday on Fox League is go. And it's the Raiders receiving the kickoff and running towards the southern end of GIO Stadium. Emre Gula off a set restart, ruck infringement against the Raiders. The Roosters averaging 42 points per game over the last month, and there's points early for Victor Radley. He finds himself on an edge.
The Roosters has been unstoppable, hasn't he? Bounces out of tackles. The quick play the ball, they go straight away to the right edge from the play the ball. Just have a look how quick Victor Radley runs onto this football. Off a quick play the ball, straight onto it, goes through untouched, straight through. And Victor Radley, there's the answer to the question, playing on an edge there. Can he do it? I'll tell you what, he can. A couple of quick play the balls there from the Roosters, straight through. A couple of arms thrown out. Victor Radley scores the opening try.
Yeah, what a start from the Chooks with the run from Dominic Young, and even as he was falling, to flick the ball back into Angus Crichton to continue. Victor Radley on an edge, it's working.
Sam Walker adds the extras. It's Victor's first start on an edge. Chipped on by Walker. And no way through for Radley this time, felled by Strange and Young.
Good.
The kick, through the line magnificently for Keary. It's Sam Walker.
You're right, Brandy. They knew exactly what was going on. There's no way you can be offside if the dummy half kicks the football like that.
That kick chase from the Roosters is onside.
Constitute a knock-on.
At this point, Morgan Smithies illegally grabs Luke Keary over the arm, which twists and rotates his body.
Are they going to give a penalty try here? Because he got there first. If Smithy has grabbed him on the way through.
Yeah, but does that affect the way he put the ball down?
Are they going to rule that the contact from Smithies denied him using his hands to ground the ball? Well, the replay suggests he still could have used his hands.
Luke Keary then knocks the ball on. Due to the action of Morgan Smithies, we are going for a penalty try.
Yeah, because he would have been first to the ball.
He would have scored except for the grab of Morgan Smithies.
He was the only one near the ball.
Well, Canberra Raiders fans are saying, how did that affect the way that Luke tried to ground the ball?
I don't think it did. I don't think it did.
And it was minimal touch too. He didn't really knock him off balance or anything.
It's a penalty try.
Well, he doesn't even grab him.
Barely grazes him. I don't think it affects anything that happens after he just grabbed him by the arm slightly, because he quickly got himself back on track, back running square to the ball. Did it have any impact on him?
Can't do. Okay. The assessment is he's got to the ball first, and without that interference, a try would have been scored, mate. That's the decision.
He clear was there.
Yeah, mate, but he got there first, okay? And Elliot.
He can't say he scored it.
Elliot, with the illegal grab, that's disadvantaged him, and that's the decision, okay?
There are plenty of Raiders in GIO Stadium who agree with their captain wholeheartedly.
Well, I'm finding it hard to argue with what Elliot Whitehead said.
So it's 12-0 to the Roosters, and Ricky Stewart has just locked that away in the memory bank for the post-match media conference. Levi deep to his 5'8", and Strange measures the kick. It's there. It's still there. The bounce comes down for Kotrick. Okay. Canberra claim their first.
were also around it. Here's the Seb Chris run where, he's dropped it cold. Dropped it cold, Seb Chris. Allowed to play on, and then it's the kick from Ethan Strange across the field. Gets it right on the try line. The Roosters collide, and was it a hand from Elliott Whitehead that knocked it backwards? Well, that was pretty clever from Elliott Whitehead because he had a couple of tall players around him in Swali'i and also Daniel Tupou. He won the race to hit the ball, make contact with it, and got it to go backwards, which isn't easy in that situation.
Well, his timing was perfect there from Whitehead. I thought he was offside at the first glimpse, but looking at the replay, gets there first, 3 Roosters around the ball. Good presence of mind to knock that ball back.
Did he
Kotrick
knock
just
it back?
cleans up the scraps.
Did he knock it back, Block? That angle there will have Roosters fans howling, but try confirmed.
That side-on angle didn't look good in terms of knocking it back, because you're thinking, well, was he on the try line because it bounced before the try line? So I guess that gave the impression that it went backwards, Matty.
You decide at home, does this ball go backwards?
He touches the ball a good metre before the try line and it goes forward.
A controversial ruling regarding knock forwards or knock backwards.
Exactly what I was saying before the game. Here's the conversion. Exactly what I was saying before the game. They love to get in the scrap, get down in the gutter.
Menacing this defence early. It was Hudson Young grabbing hold of a boot. Brandon Smith for Keary. Now Tedesco shows it, and Teddy strolls through.
Ethan Strange is looking to slide to his left. Victor Radley makes contact, and James Tedesco plays back through this space. We have a decision.
Tedesco will be taken back.
So even though the contact wasn't made on the outside shoulder, you could see that Strange was trying to get to Tedesco. He'd already started to move, and the contact Victor made on him knocked his legs from under him.
Leniu finds support in Sam Walker. It's still on for the Roosters. A long ball out to Joey Manu from the left to the right, and ultimately over the sideline.
Look, he's looking for someone to flick the ball to.
Crichton with that last run. It's Keary now, passing for Walker. Tedesco. Now Manu as the defence slides off Joey Manu. He brushes through.
On the outside. Just watch the way how they take to step back in, straighten up, dig into the line, which gives Manu the space. He doesn't need anyone. Seb Chris can't make the tackle. He's missed a few in the first half. Manu scores the try.
The big fend just disposed of Seb Chris Block. This angle will show it perfectly. Go away. I'm in for the try. Xavier Savage had to stay on Dom Young. Seb Chris said, I've got my opposite centre. Joey Manu said otherwise. And Joey, the try scoring continues. 4-pointer number 9 of the season, Block.
Well, the other thing you think back to, just only a couple of minutes ago, the Canberra Raiders spread the football in their own half. Hasn't been able to get away. He does it all himself this time.
Swali'i lifts the flags.
He is a powerhouse with the ball in his hand.
Tedesco, Swali'i, back to Tedesco. He looked outside, hit, spin, determination personified. James Tedesco.
James Tedesco steps and dummies his way through. Luke Keary to the line, out the back to Tedesco. Hands there to Swali'i. Inside ball to Teddy. Looked to throw a pass, but then, as he can do, just bouncing off defenders on his way to the try line. And a try in the opening set. Swali'i just throwing the dummy. Beautiful play there. Catching his fullback back on the inside. And then Tedesco doing it all himself, Block.
Yeah, trying to take Swali'i around the legs, and just the ability to offload. Manu, Swali'i with the ability just to stand in tackles and offload. I think Teddy Tedesco was surprised he's in the clear then.
Joseph Swali'i adds the extras. Nick Politis will be delighted. It's 24 points to 6. Tried to hide it. Couldn't fool Todd Smith. Mooney again. His 6th carry for the game. off the bench. Tarpany wants a try in game 200. Levi finding Hudson Young. Your try-scoring edge forward does it again.
It was put on a platter for him. Whoever sprinted up off the line in front of his own teammates. Gee, that puts pressure on the inside man. Look at that.
And that was Spencer Lenu, and the legs tackle, well, just wasn't good enough.
Flipping and sliding past defenders. Lenu gets the ball away. White shrugs away from Chris and gets the offload. It's 2-on-1. It's a try to Joey Manu.
He takes the right option all the time, but Nafahu White started the game at the back of the scrum with Victor Radley playing in the back row and has had a crack.
Lenu the offload, White the offload, Manu the try, now Swalei the conversion. It's a bit of feeling creeping into the game late. Keary, Tedesco, Swalei, Joseph Swalei keeps the good times coming for the Roosters.
Too dangerous on the edges. We've spoken about the ability to break tackles, the passing game, the ball movement. It had the Raiders.
They've got them cut to ribbons on the left. Walker realises. Long to Tedesco, who holds it up beautifully. And Angus Crichton caps a thing of beauty.
Perfect position to run in another 4-pointer.
Well, how good is it? Long striding there. Angus Crichton gets into the clear, backs himself. A little bit of a smile as they come over the top there.
And Radley leaves the ball behind, still the last. That ball looked forward, and it's called accordingly.
Hand over there.
Got some skill, haven't they?
Forward pass. Hand over there.
Young was looking for a second try. Rapana couldn't find him. Kaio Weeks skips to the outside, and Kaio goes in.
But Kaio Weeks has been one of. I watched him come through the New South Wales Pathways blocker, and as a 5'8" fullback, had one of the most dynamic running games.
Just looked in field a little bit. Just got caught just that 1 second, flat-footed.
A little leeway from the Roosters' defence all of a sudden, and there was none of that for the first 70 minutes of the game. Rapana over the top, another long ball. Savage for the corner. He gets there. Manu tackled Xavier Savage, but it came too late.
Coming to tackle 4.
And the Indigenous dance celebrates the 4-pointer.
Running around the lead, mate, and then passing the ball.
Well, we've got no try from Todd Smith. He thinks that Jordan Rapana, who threw the long ball out to Xavier Savage, has run behind one of his lead runners. It's Peter Holler that was going through.
Okay, Peter Holler's a lead runner. He pulls up in the line. Jordan Rapana then runs around the lead runner and takes his advantage by playing on.
It's old-fashioned.
We have a decision.
No, we won't even call that obstruction. That's just the old-fashioned run behind your player.
My dad still calls it a shepherd.
Yeah, well, that's the old-fashioned shepherd. Throw a dummy, run behind the bloke you just dummied to, and then...
Oh, look at Radley storm onto the ball. Keary is gone, ankle tapped. Still getting the ball away. It is brilliant. It's brilliant for James Tedesco.
Victor Radley, who just ran straight and hard and opened up the Raiders' defence. This time gets through a tackle of Ethan Strange, which isn't easy to do. Seb Chris couldn't get over the top or give any help to him. And then Victor Radley ran directly to Jordan Rapana to give Luke Keary the best chance to score the try. Didn't muck around. Ankle tap from Hudson Young showed great speed to stay with Keary, but the awareness and the ability and the class just to be able to flick it to James Tedesco. They have scored and played some great footy today.
Now, that's a side that's loving their footy. That's a 79th minute to score a try like that. Great support play, great awareness. Keary thought he was in for all money. Gets ankle tap. Teddy right on the spot.
Victor Radley.
He's seen enough today to be delighted. The Roosters fans who've travelled will be happy as well. There are 44 points on the board. Their average over the last month extends into a 5th week. They've beaten the Raiders 44-16.